Hello.
Welcome to Wrestle Pals, where we're a bunch of pals who talk wrestling. This week we're talking about the biggest wrestling event of the year, Wrestlemania.
WrestleMania 1. And I made a pick. Hot Rod and Paul Orndorff are going to beat Hulk Hogan Mr. T.
No.
No?
No.
We're WrestleMania 41.
Whoa. Wow. I'm way off.
Yes,
Well,
you are.
You only missed 40 years.
Yeah, y'all have to fill me in. No, I know which one it is, and that's my boy's going to win. I can't even do the song. Open your eyes. What do you see? The cult of personality. Yeah.
Or a guy who can't sing. One or the other.
By the way, I think Living Color's going to play him out live again.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, because they're there. They're doing something else there.
Mm-hmm.
So I just can't imagine they're not going to do that.
Right.
But we're going to do some picking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, and we do predictions all the time. We have for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm. Several years.
And we have a little championship belt that comes off my Ric Flair championship. It's
Yes.
a replica of the big gold. And I'm currently the champ. And
Yes.
this, because WrestleMania is night 1, night 2, I defend it on night 1. Whoever wins it on night 1 will defend it on night 2.
Yes. So we have the card here, and we'll just go down and talk about each one and make our predictions. Not sure if these are in the order that they'll actually happen, but we have War Raiders, who are the champions, versus New Day for the tag team match for the World Tag Team Championship. The New Day.
The bad New Day.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's what I picked.
You picked the
Yes.
bad New Day?
I think they should have won before now, but that's one of those things. The one division that I've had the most problem with in WWE, and it's great change and things have improved a lot, has been the tag team, but it's improving. And to me, you can't pick a better champion to improve things more than the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
I think they may be the Ric Flair of, Ric Flair, because that was the break glass in case of trouble. New Day is the guys you could pick to get things going.
Yeah.
I picked the New Day as well. I think they're doing a great job as the heels. And so, yep, pick the New Day.
I'm picking the New Day also. I love the fact that they're back to being the War Raiders, which they go back to the War Machine. However, I am happy that the War Machine is now their finisher. But
Better than Viking Raider.
yes. But they have had the belt now for several months. They have defended it regularly on Raw. They have looked great. But it is time for a new day.
See what you did there.
My favorite part of his comic reviews is the little dad puns at the end.
Yes.
Dad puns. Look like I'm old or something.
Right. Next up is Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano in a singles match.
Luchador legend.
Yes.
From the Gulf of America.
Gulf of America.
Yes.
Right.
Great video package. Whoever did that video package deserves a raise.
Yes. I'm picking Rey Mysterio.
I'm also taking the true legend of Lucha Libre, Rey Mysterio.
El Santo's dead. He can't wrestle that match.
He is, but the fact of the matter is the list of luchadors that you can put above Rey Mysterio, including all the history of it, is really about 2, maybe 3 guys ever. And nobody within the United States.
The world.
Yeah. I'm talking about the whole world. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, only 2 or 3 you could put above. But if you just talk about inside the United States, there's nobody bigger than Rey Mysterio.
No.
Ever.
But what I mean is that the WWE has more of a global reach overall than anything else.
Yeah.
So,
So
I mess around. Rey Mysterio's the legend.
Yeah. And I love this El Grande Americano character. It is amazing. it's just so bad. He looks like Chad Gable, but
Yeah, it's
poor guy.
unfortunate. But,
I mean, they have same
yeah,
tattoo.
but they've been seen together in the same video.
Well, it's a sign that he was a very very inspirational guy on Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
It's too
We'll
bad.
go
Like,
with
I'm
that.
sorry that Chad's sick and can't even be there.
Mm-hmm. Should at least be in his
All
corner.
right, Shane, yeah. But Rey Mysterio's going to win.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're the same all across the board.
Yes.
Okay. Next up is Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a singles match. Who you got, John?
Jade.
Jade.
Yeah. Jade is going to destroy Naomi in about. I'm giving 4.5 minutes.
Oh.
Every time Naomi running away from her, keeping away from her,
And doing one cheaty thing to
a little
get on
cheating,
top for
get
a little bit,
heat on her a little bit, yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it's going to be all Jade. And
Jade's
it's going to be
get a
real
hold of
abrupt.
her, and then it's a whooping.
Yeah.
I'm picking Jade as well. I cannot wait for that match. I think it's going to be great.
Yep.
Naomi is doing great as a heel. Her total package right now is greatness.
That's my sleeper match of the card.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be, I think, a very quick match, but it's going to be a memorable match.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going to be talking about it.
Well, that's one thing I was going to say, too, is that I know people out there who love to kind of like try to bash on Jade Cargill because, she's not as crisp in the ring. She's not as good in the ring as Naomi is. And I don't think she would dispute that concept at all.
No.
But Jade has a presence, has an aura,
Mm-hmm.
and it's undeniable. The woman is built, and she works hard to be built. And she's just literally, she is a physical specimen, and she is amazing. And Naomi is been great in the ring for years. Her time as Trinity over in TNA proved that even more. She is going to make Jade look like $1 billion.
She's being paid to do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. Naomi's got all kinds of charisma too, and so on and so forth. But this is basically the essence of this story.
Yeah.
Is that here comes this newcomer, and so on and so forth, and she's getting everything over me and being pushed bigger than me, and this that, and the other, and I'm way better than her. Well, the whole point is that she's a star. It's the airport test.
Mm-hmm.
If Jade walks down the airport concourse and you're there, you're going, well, she's going to stand out.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to be noticed.
Yes. So next we have LA Knight champion versus Jacob Fatu in a singles match for the WWE United States Championship.
I'll go first, I guess, on this one.
Okay.
I think it's been mentioned before, but LA Knight is bulletproof. The thing is that Jacob Fatu is his first WrestleMania match. He has been killing everybody who gets in his way. The only guy he didn't just flat beat was Cody Rhodes,
Right.
and it was all Cody could do to beat him.
Yep.
So there's no way that Jacob's losing this match. He's going to be your new United States champion, but these two guys have faced each other, I'm pretty sure, on the Indies at somewhere, and if you've ever seen Eli Drake before he went to the WWE and became LA Knight, or Max Dupree, send him back to LA Knight, this guy is going to put on a fantastic match. Some people cry because he's not as technically sound as some people want him to be, but he does sing so well and he sells so greatly. And Jacob's going to give him a lot of stuff to sell. And so it's going to be a really good match.
I pick Jacob as well. I think both these guys are going to put on a heck of a match, and I can't wait to see it.
Do y'all like meat and potatoes?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody pretty much likes meat and potatoes except for vegetarians.
Yeah.
They like potatoes. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's meat and potatoes wrestling.
Yep.
And you have to have those.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to help Jacob look even better than he has. And Jacob's great. We all know that. from
Right.
the Indies, this, that, and the other. So this is going to be a really good match. This could be a slipper match. And I'm telling you, LA Knight is bulletproof. He's the Slim Jim guy. One thing for sure is that both of these people, Triple H and WWE, are 100% behind.
Mhm.
They ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
These are part of your future.
There ain't nobody getting buried in this match.
No.
No. Next.
And by the way, I picked Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Yes. Next up is Tiffany Stratton, champion, versus Charlotte Flair in a singles match for the WWE Women's Championship.
Yeah, we'll go first on this one here. Charlotte's my girl. She is everything you could ever want a female wrestling superstar to be. She's got charisma. She's great on the mic. She is amazing in the ring. She's got the look. She got the poise. But she has had a hard time since she's come back, for obvious reasons. And I know some people kind of question whether or not it's a work or anything like that. I think it's become a work now, but this train went off the tracks, crashed and burned, and nobody knows where the bodies are. That is how far off this thing went. And they have worked it into a good story, I think, trying to recover it. And at first, when she came back, winning the Royal Rumble, I would have swore to you that she's going to go on, she's going to beat Tiffy, and maybe Tiffy makes a comeback later on. But I think with what's happened, with Tiffy's ability to come back and how things have gone, it's still Tiffy time. And Charlotte is going to make Tiffy look like $1 million. I mean, it's going to be a great match. And that's what Charlotte does at WrestleMania. She puts on show stealers regularly. She did it last year. She did it back at 32, the first WrestleMania you and I went to. Don't ever doubt that Charlotte Flair is going to have a great match, because she's going to have a great match. But I do think Tiffy is holding on to her belt.
Along those lines that he was talking about the, it's my favorite part of wrestling now. It's always been that sort of thing, and it started in World Class when they first turned Chris Adams, and at first you didn't know for sure if you should boo him or cheer for him, even though he was going against the Von Erichs, but he had reasons. He had compelling reasons. So basically, it's the whole thing about, it's what I call modern kayfabe. It's either it is a work, but you don't know whether it's a work or not. You think it might be real, or like you said, there was some real stuff there, and then they used it. But here's the bottom line: Tiffy is your future. Charlotte is your present, and has been. It is your biggest women's wrestler, most successful. She's won more championships. She is the queen. Here's what this program has done. However much of it is real or kayfabe or whatever, it's the most talked about match, one of them.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to see it, whether they think it's going to be a great match because these two are great, or if it's going to go off the rails there.
Yeah, it'll be a
One
real
way or the
fight.
other, you want to see it, you know. And I do believe that she's going to do what she did for Rhea, and Tiffy's going to win. She's going to hold on to the championship, and she's going to be even a bigger star when it's said and done.
I choose Tiffy. I would have thought that I would be choosing Charlotte, but watching everything, I felt like it was still Tiffy time. So.
And Kaiser's done your DMs, right?
No. He's not. No. Next match is.
By the way, I saw a meme out there, and it has a picture of Kaiser standing with his hands behind his back, like he does, this, that, and the other, and it says, "The only man in the world that we believe when he says he didn't cheat."
Right. Next match is Gunther, champion, versus Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I will go first. I'm going.
See if you can guess.
I'm going for Jey Uso. Yeet.
And by the way, all you people who have a problem with that, you don't understand. There's a part of you that doesn't understand part of wrestling. That's all I can say. Because it only really, bottom line, matters what that crowd does.
Yes.
Yeah,
And they yeet.
Yeah, they're, I've said it before. The French crowd shook the hard cap.
Yes, they did. They sure did.
The physics required to pull that off are insane to be able to pull that off.
And then there was that Raw after he won the Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean, where they just took over the show.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not done eating yet.
Yes. Yeah. You told them to run the music back.
Right.
I've never seen the crowd demand the entrance music to be replayed before.
Right.
This build up for this. Jay becoming serious after the attack on Jimmy. Gunther being somewhat confused about how to respond to Jay not being silly, not being goofy.
Didn't Gunther say the words, I might have made a miscalculation or
I don't remember him saying that, but he may have.
I think it was a backstage type interview.
It might have been.
He's like, I think I may have basically make a mistake, but he said it more military that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, the biggest thing is there's no way Gunther can win this match. We won't get the main event if Gunther wins this match because the crowd will rip the ring apart. This would be the first legitimate riot in years in wrestling if Jey Uso loses this match.
I will be one of the rioters.
They have painted themselves into the corner where Jey Uso has to win it. And it's going to be a brutal match, and it is going to be an underdog story, but in the end of the night, we're all yeeting.
And that's why I like this program, because it is as old school as you can get. Jay's a white meat babyface underdog who is going against a dominant champion.
Mm-hmm.
And so the money's always going to be with Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
But on this day, Jay's going to be Rocky.
Yep.
And
that's right.
That's the story.
Yep. Might lose 9 out of 10 times, but it's that 10th time that matters.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I picked Jay too.
So next up is Roman Reigns.
Did you say Jay?
Yes.
Yes,
I
he
know.
did.
I know that's his pick, but I don't know if he said it.
Yeah. Next up is Roman Reigns versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman versus Seth Rollins in a triple threat match.
That's Paul Heyman. He's not that tall, but he's fat.
So wrong. All right, Mr. Punk, give us your analysis and your pick.
Well, it's going to be clobbering time.
It's going to be clobbering time.
Clobbering time. And I'm going to sing the song now.
No.
No, I already said it. I did the song already.
No more singing.
No more singing. Anyway, so I think Punk's going to win because I believe that needs a big babyface win because, spoilers, I'm probably going another direction in the main event of the night too. But I think my heart pick is Seth. And I'll let Ray get into all that because I agree with him what he says about that. So, but I am actually thinking that Punk's going to end up winning his first only WrestleMania main event.
I'm picking Roman Reigns
To win his 115th.
Don't hate.
No hating. It's just an observation.
Hey.
All he does is win and win and win.
Don't hate. I can't go against
Actually,
Roman.
I'm not hating because I'm saying that's a really safe type of bet.
I can't go against Roman Reigns. That's my guy. So
Then why'd you wear a Roman Reigns shirt?
because I wanted to wear my Yeet shirt and support Jey
Okay.
Uso.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Roman Reigns shirt
I
too.
know you do.
Couldn't wear both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Roman's gonna take it.
Yeah. Hey, can y'all tell which one's the old guy?
We're all old guys.
Yeah, I mean.
Or
I'm not.
old gal. You my gal.
I'm not a no gal.
That's right. You're not no gal.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, she's not no guy. All right. Well, for me, I'm going against the grain with everybody. Because I'm going with the visionary, the revolutionary.
What?
Architect.
Mm-hmm.
The
I'm going with
architect.
Seth Rollins,
Don't
the
forget
architect.
the architect.
The architect. Because the guy with
Did you
the
say
fancy...
Messiah?
No, he's not the Messiah now.
Well, he's been all of them at one point.
Yes. Yeah. I think he is going to win because while despite as he pointed out in our conversation earlier tonight, yes, the guy who's usually standing tall in the whole show is going to lose.
He was standing Andre tall.
Yeah, he was standing super tall. But it has been a long time since Seth Rollins has won at WrestleMania. He has put over people. His two opponents are not hurt with a loss.
No.
It's not important to CM Punk that he win a WrestleMania main event. It's important to him that he's in the WrestleMania
No,
main
the
event.
one he got mad about, he lost.
Yeah.
He was just saying, in his match against Undertaker, he just said should have been the main event.
Yeah.
But he didn't expect to beat the Undertaker.
Right.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, the storyline between him and Seth is Roman Reigns ain't ever beat Seth Rollins. Nope. And that is his. He is the Achilles heel to Roman Reigns. He is the one that cost him the Shield. He is instrumental in costing him the undisputed Universal Championship. Roman Reigns' kryptonite is named Seth frickin' Rollins.
It's his brainiac. It's his loser. It's his Joker.
I think it's time for Seth to get a win. And I think it'll all be thanks to the wise man.
Yes.
And that.
I do think the wise man has a big part to
There's no
play.
way that Paul
Yes.
doesn't play a part in this.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not standing there just looking, oohing and eyeing, going.
No.
That's it's going to be a lot more to Paul Heyman in this match than that.
Yes.
And by the way, there is a moment in that last Raw when that confrontation between Roman and Seth, and because he had been kind of pushing Paul around at that point, and Paul's behind Roman, and he has a very weird, diabolical look on his face.
Mm-hmm.
But you can interpret that a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
It could just be his resting face.
Could be.
So night one, we all picked the exact same until the triple threat match.
That's right.
So whoever gets that one right will be the new champ.
Yes.
For night one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then carry on to night two
Yes.
to defend.
Night 2, we have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, the Judgment Day champions, versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria in a tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship.
AKA Franken-team.
Which, generally speaking, is a sure way to win the title, is to be the two stars put together to face the actual tag team.
Yes. Former women's world champion more times than one, and the current IC champion.
Yes.
But I picked the Judgment Day because I felt like they would win because they are the only tag team really in this matchup.
I'm going to borrow a song that was sung by somebody that's coming back to WWE more than likely. Judgment Day are going to be the winners.
Oh, the song?
Instead of Rusev Day. You know, when you say Rusev Day.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Judgment
I
Day.
didn't
That was
get
so
it.
good, I couldn't tell it.
Yeah, I know. I just fire them out there. Sometimes they hit land, sometimes they don't. Anyway, nevertheless, I do pick Liv. Lovely Liv. My wonderful Liv. She carries my name. She's Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
And Raquel Rodriguez. And, yeah, they're going to keep the titles and continue on for the Judgment Day championship.
I'm picking the Judgment Day also. Liv, as I pointed out a couple times before on our little videos, she has been the best, most entertaining character almost in the industry. A couple people match her, but nobody's been better than her. And her improvement over the last year and a half is almost unfathomable how far she's come in this short time frame.
And I think it's because she finally had somebody that 100% believed in her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, she is absolutely killing it. And she is. What's funny to me is that she has gone from being the hot chick who was irritating everybody by stealing Dom away from Rhea, the guy that nobody wanted to be Rhea to be with to start with.
Right.
But then they got mad because Liv stole him from her,
Right.
and then he betrayed her, and then they were all making out and everything else. And she has done so well in the ring and with her character and stuff that now the girls who hated her for being the super pretty blonde love her because she's so good. The guys on the internet, as you were pointing out earlier in our conversation, who have hated her because she was the worst wrestler of what are they called?
Riot Squad.
The Riot Squad. She was the worst wrestler of the Riot Squad. Well, who's laughing now? Because she is the best, and really right now the only one in the industry. I mean, really, Ruby's out on maternity leave.
And baby. Yeah.
But, you know.
And Sarah come back as Valkyrie, but
Right.
she's gone.
She's back out
since they
again.
Got rid of the Viking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's, definitely not the one anybody picked to be the number one person out of that group, but she is hands down the number one person out of that group. She's almost the number one person. She's in that upper echelon on the WWE roster with Rhea, with Liv. I mean, she is Liv. I'm sorry. With Rhea, with Bianca, with Io, with Charlotte, with Tiffy. I mean,
Well, she's more than one-time world champion.
Yeah.
Nobody else in Riot Squad can claim that.
Yeah.
And now she's tag team champion. I think her second or third time.
Third time, yeah.
Because once with Raquel again, and then once with Rhea. Actually.
Yep.
No, I mean she's amazing and she's done great. And it's more if I learned about her. It isn't always true, but most of the time it's because of the love.
Mm-hmm.
You really gotta love that sport. And the ones who really do very good at it, usually it's their passion. And as I discovered, Liv was doing backyard wrestling with her brothers when she was a little girl. She loves wrestling, and she has risen to the top with a great ability. And I'm happy for her, and she will continue to be champ. Mm-hmm. Also, by the way, talking about why the women love her too, so on and so forth. The fact is that we all know that Liv's calling the shots, even though the guys in Judgment Day don't realize she's calling the shots. Mm-hmm. So Correct. She's a woman of power, and that's an appreciative thing. And women like to see that in, the characters of women. Like, they're not just some rug to walk over, this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm. No, the rug is Dom.
The rug is Dom, yes.
All right, so next up is AJ Styles versus Logan Paul in a singles match. And I'll let Ray take this away.
I am picking AJ Styles. I would pick, you pick the wrestler. I will pick them over Logan Paul. X-Pac? I will never, even X-Pac.
That's saying something, boys.
And I don't have any love for that man either. And I have a lot more respect for him than I do for Logan Paul. He is, and you got him going up against AJ Styles, who is the phenomenal one. He is one of the greatest in-ring performers in the history of the industry, and that he is, just absolutely best. I mean, I don't want to sit here and make the pun about being phenomenal, but he is phenomenal.
The nickname fits.
Yeah, he has been a top guy everywhere he's ever been.
And he's been around.
Yeah, and he's been pretty much everywhere.
ROH, TNA, New Japan, WWE.
Yeah.
Who you got, John?
Well, all those out there who actually watch this, who are also members of the Pro Wrestling Roundtable, and Glenn Davis, because you know my picks, I'm going to go against them. I'm going to have to change them because I did lose my mind and I picked Logan Paul, but I can't do it. I cannot. I got to go with AJ. I got to go with AJ.
So,
your pick.
I do not want to pick this person, but because I think they are going to win for game purposes, I'm picking Logan Paul.
Oh my God, do I get to get between y'all two?
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
I know it. Okay, so next, this should be a great match. Braun Breaker, champion, versus Penta, versus Finn Balor, versus Dominic Mysterio in a fatal 4-way match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
I'm sorry, I didn't do Braun's yeah, right. Yeah. You're right, he's always like, he just, yeah. He does
Yeah.
like the Steiners did. He doesn't like Scott does.
Yeah, but it's more important to just go.
Yeah, wrong.
Yeah.
True. Good point.
Yeah.
Do it like his dad did.
I'm gonna say on this one right here, something I haven't mentioned that one out is that how great it is that the IC title is meaningful again,
Mm-hmm.
and it is an important, massively important belt again in WWE. This belt, for when I became aware of, I was already a wrestling fan, but when I became aware of WWE back when it was WWF, the IC title was the working man's belt. It was the wrestler's title. Wasn't the biggest draw guy. The biggest draw guy, Hulk Hogan, that was the world champion. But the IC belt was where the guys who wanted to see people put on great matches, that's where it was at. And it's nice to see that is back. And back in force. And it has been for a while. It's not just all Braun Breaker, although he's doing a great job too. But it really has, it was really, the bar was set by Gunther, our now world champion. But it is now a predominantly important belt in WWE. It means something to be the IC champion now. And there's a lot of years it was a token belt.
And part of the reason for that is that there was a long period there where you didn't really have a working mid-card.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a working mid-card, you gotta, it almost like one raises the other. All guys.
The cream rises the crop,
Right.
but if there ain't no cream, there's no crop.
Yeah. Speaking of which, he was a great IC champion.
But anyway, we got to do our picks here, so I won't pick. I'm going to go with the rug. Dominic Mysterio, by hook or by crook, and I'm betting on both. It's going to be a hook and it's going to be a crook. Is going to win this deal, probably with some unfortunate events for Finn Balor. Because I think Finn is taking the pin, and Dominic is going to become the man of the house of Judgment.
With his woman firmly
with
behind
her permission.
I also pick Dominic Mysterio for the win.
Yeah, Dom, totally.
Dom.
I-
Okay.
and he's going to be the leader of Judgment Day. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Right.
On
Never
paper.
be the leader, but he'll be recognized.
Figurehead. The figurehead. Yeah.
And by the way, then they'll be loaded with gold because also I'm going to predict that Carlito wins some kind of video game trophy there in somewhere in Las Vegas, or maybe gets a casino thing, and then they all got gold.
Yeah.
Except for JD because he's busy right now.
And I
Maybe
will,
he'll get a golden apple.
the golden
There you
apple.
go.
And I will say too, I hate Fatal 4-Ways, but the build up for this has been so perfect, and everybody in this match is so good. I mean, you got Penta; he is one of the best luchadors in the world today. You got Braun Breaker, who is destroying everything. Finn Balor is a master in the ring, and right now there is nobody doing better character work in the men's division, and is more of a slimy, whiny heel than Dominic Mysterio. I'm excited for a Fatal 4-Way match, and I would have bet money a year ago I would have never said that.
Man, he had hard times.
Mm-hmm.
Dom's had hard times. He went to prison.
I know. Yeah.
Anyway.
But he learned to be tough there.
One thing I will say about the Fatal 4-Way, or even the triple threats, or the 6-man matches, is that the other. Not all the time, but more times than not, especially on big cards like this, WWF knows how to do them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the people elsewhere don't know
Right.
how to do them. Because some of my favorite matches in all WWE were those 6-man battles with the Shield and Bray Wyatt and Bray, Wyatt family, and so on and so forth. And when you have somebody that knows how to do it, of course, back in our day,
Yeah, the Von Erickson, the Freebirds, yeah.
But so it all depends on how the match is put together, and I have no doubt that these guys and whoever's their producer will put on a good match.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Next up is Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight.
I don't know what that is. I think it's just, of course, no.
Street fight in
because it's in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, yes.
Yes.
Drew McDimples, totally. Drew.
I'm going with Damian Priest. I do think Priest has earned it. He basically got a little cash-in win over a massively distracted and befuddled Drew McIntyre last year to further a storyline that was rather good.
Yeah. It was the storyline.
Yeah, it was the storyline coming out of WrestleMania.
It had the best match.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I don't want to say that Drew doesn't need to win because it would be great for Drew to win. But Drew at this point is made. So him losing to Damian Priest makes Damian Priest better. Him beating Damian Priest doesn't really make Drew look any better than what Drew is.
No. That's the thing. Like I've said, the only time Drew loses is when he beats himself, but he does that often. And the thing is that I'm still going to pick Drew because he's my boy, and this is the rubber match, and he kind of owes Damian for last year.
Mm.
But it's so much good fodder for Drew if he loses this. He's going to go on Twitter, he's going to go on this and the other, and he's going to say things and do things, and they're going to be very, very entertaining. Mm-hmm. And it's going to probably lead to another great story like we had last year. So, but I got to go. I got to ride with my boy.
I am choosing Damian Priest and sticking with my husband.
Yay!
Yay!
A positive influence sometimes.
That's right.
So y'all going to pick some damn street trash to win.
Okay, this next match, I'm looking forward to this one too.
Real quick. I think this might be the most hard-hitting match of the card.
Oh, that will be. No, because Braun Breaker's in a match, so I can't say that for sure.
Okay. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
The next match is Io Sky champion versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley in a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. So, ladies first on the ladies match. I had a really hard time deciding between Io and Bianca because I felt like with them shunning Io so much that Io may be winning, but I'm going ahead and going with Bianca.
Yeah, if it's rooting interest, I'm rooting for Io.
Mm-hmm.
But that isn't what predictions are.
Right.
I got to pick who I think is going to win. And
right.
I think that's Bianca. And I think she's going to cheat to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to... It's already been going, Ray's pointed out before. Her attitude, her attire, everything has been changing. And frankly, I'm ready for it because she hasn't done any heels since she's been on the main roster.
Yeah.
But we saw what she could do even when she wasn't at her full powers in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see her really do it, and she needs to change anyway. But she's one of the absolute biggest stars they have. Yeah, she's got a lot of haters too, but she's very, very popular. And
yes.
But I think that people really embrace her doing the heel thing. I think she'll beat Io, but she might beat Rhea. He's got a good idea about that. I'll let him tell you that. But yeah, I'm picking Bianca to win.
Yeah, I'm picking Bianca to win because there's been no loss to me that, Io's been coming out to all these interviews. Hey, Onyx, who do you think's going to win?
Me. Onyx says I'm going to win.
But Io's been coming out dressed primarily to all in white, and Bianca is gone is the bright red, gone is the lip deal. but she's now wearing almost all black, focusing on the EST. She's getting some boos already. And Io is the absolute truest babyface in this deal.
Yep.
But the biggest star in this deal is Rhea.
Mommy.
And, he goes to, it's pointed out by Cody Rhodes, or actually not Cody Rhodes, it's in the Stephanie's Places thing, where Cody Rhodes is pointing out that there are nights where Rhea out merch sells him. Because he always rushes to see, because that's the true indicator on who's the biggest star. And right now, the biggest stars are Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley, and it depends on the night who's the biggest.
Yep.
And I just got to say, I think Io is going to be set up to win. I'm predicting her to probably even hit the over-the-moon moonsault on the Rhea. And my thought is she's going to get KO'd out of the ring onto the floor. Makes it look like she's really been hurt by Bianca, who then steals the win straight from Io over Rhea. Because that is the most heat generating, is for her to hurt Io and steal the victory from Io and beat Rhea.
Yep.
That gives her the absolute most heat possible out of this match.
Yep. I
And on the heel turn.
By the way, Rhea being the one or two top stars in all of WWE just proves what I've always known: goth girl rule.
But I will say though this match of the night, and this, I mean, there are three major matches of the night on this deal, not sleeper matches, but that fatal 4-way for the IC title, the triple threat for the women's title, and the next match that we're fixing to discuss. Any one of those three could be the best match of the night easily.
Yes.
I would actually add the triple threat for the main event in that one.
That's what we're fixing to talk about. I was just mentioning.
I've completely lost.
Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. We did that yesterday. I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Yeah, so this time it
on
wasn't
night
me who was
two.
confused.
The cat has confused me.
No.
Yes.
It's all your fault.
I think those four matches are potential that match in that night. But
So this is
actually, this one is mine.
Yeah.
The triple threat.
So this is the
Main event.
Yeah, this is the main event listed on night 2. We have Cody Rhodes, champion, versus John Cena in a singles match for the undisputed WWE Championship. And we'll let you go first, Mr. Cody.
Yeah. The winner and still champion, my boy, Cody Rhodes.
Who will officially be continued champion after being a champion for a year.
Yep. I just don't believe. Now, this has been a great build-up, all in all. There's been some holes. The Rock being involved in the start and
Disappeared.
never being outside of chapter 1 of this story.
Vanished.
Bit player at best so far. I just can't see John Cena becoming the 17-time world champion as a heel. I don't think that fits his character. I don't think it fits his story. I don't think it's a good way to end WrestleMania, to end with heel John Cena beating Cody Rhodes. You don't send the crowd home mad. That's really why I think Seth Rollins sends them home mad on night 1. But on night 2, where you're closing out the show, I think you got to have your babyface world champion retain his title and win, probably with shenanigans galore going on, because we love to overbook WrestleMania.
Especially Cody matches.
Especially Cody matches.
And Cena matches.
And Cena matches on top of that. So this is a double
It's
whammy.
going to be way overbooked.
But yeah, no. Cody is retaining. That's my pick.
I'm pretty sure Rock will be there.
So my pick is John Cena for the win.
Hey, that's my gimmick. Pipe bomb. Well, here's the way I look at it. So I'm going to do a little quiz here. What is a nickname that the wrestling community gave Triple H in his heyday?
Cerebral Assassin.
No,
not that him. What was
when
it?
he was the champion for a long time.
Oh. Actually, I don't remember now.
He was It was the Reign of
Reign of Terror.
Terror. Why was it called that? Because Triple H don't give a damn. He don't care if the fans go home mad.
Mm-hmm.
He did it in 39. He didn't give a damn because he knew what he was doing. I'm not saying for sure that Cena's going to win this thing. I'm picking him to win this thing because I think that that's the story that Triple H wants to tell. And I think that's the story that Cena wants to tell. Because it achieves two things. It gives everybody that finally get that little bit of rub of having a heel run of Cena pissing people off, being the champ, making good on his threats, or at least potentially good on his threats. Because he's threatened what he's threatened, it would be a little more meaningless if he isn't able to get a hold of it. So you get a hold of it, and so you get that story progressing, and then you have Cody do the one thing he does better than being a champion, which he's a great champion, a chaser. Mm-hmm. It gives Cody motivation to be that super babyface that he is, who brought back that whole concept that I thought was dead.
Yep.
And he's done it. And for him to do what his dad did and Sting did and some of the other, Sting, his favorite wrestler of all time, that is what I think Cody would like to do. And so you build that story, you have this happen, it's gonna be a sour note, but it's gonna be a powerful note. And people are gonna talk about it a lot. They sent people mad during Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Rumble,
Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber. You know, at heart, Triple H is a heel.
He broke our hearts when Cody didn't win that first time.
Absolutely. And then a lot of people's hearts were broke when Cena turned heel, at the end of the Elimination Chamber. Mm-hmm. So Triple H is a heel at heart. Mm-hmm. He likes doing that. And now he's in charge. I just don't see any reason why he wouldn't. And also, I want to ask you another question. Whose record is this breaking?
Ric Flair's.
How many times was he a babyface as that champion?
A couple.
Maybe 2, 3. So that record being broke in a heel way, yes, it goes completely against what John Cena's character has been, but that's the whole point.
Now, John and I could be wrong.
Yes.
But we could be right.
Yes.
You're just so much of a face you can't help.
But yeah, he is. He is a total baby.
Well, I'm going to pull out your little sheet here, your little cheat sheet here.
Which is why I don't understand why Ric Flair is his favorite wrestler of all time.
Okay, so on this card here, on your picks,
yes,
you have heel. I'm not sure if you can call Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre babyface, but I'm going to go with Damian's babyface.
Damian's a babyface.
Bianca turning heel.
Yes.
And then John Cena winning. So you're saying Damian Priest is the only babyface winning on night 2 in all of WrestleMania.
Oh, well.
Triple H may be a heel, but he's not a complete heel.
No. No. That's a good question.
I think it's a little bit heavy on the heel side.
Well, my guy influences.
There might be some influence there.
Yeah.
I might lose, but I might win some.
Hey, like I said, I legit picked Roddy and and Paul North to win.
Yes, you did. How'd that work out?
It didn't work.
Let's see. Heel.
No, heel. That's babyface.
Who is? I mean, yeah, heel, babyface.
Babyface. Heel.
Babyface.
There's no babyface in that match. That triple threat match has no babyface. I mean, CM Punk is the closest thing.
Paul's the babyface.
Yeah, Paul's the babyface, and he's going to turn heel.
Weird thing to say.
I picked a whole lot of heels.
Oh, yeah. and Paul's turning heel.
Yeah, you used to be the babyface girl.
I know.
Because I'm both had that she's went.
You're a bad influence.
I am. Well, not just me. Roman.
Roman's a bad.
Yeah, Roman's a bad influence on me. What can I say?
It'd been funny because there was scuttlebutt before Kerry died. Kerry Von Erich, I'm talking about for people that don't know what I mean by Kerry. That they were contemplating turning Kevin heel on Kerry because they were really wanting to build business. They were having a little bit of trouble, and they wanted to get people in the building. They thought, well, that'll do it. Mm-hmm. Having a feud between Kevin and Kerry, that would do it.
Yeah.
And it would be Kevin because the whole thing was that he's jealous of Kerry's success outside
Right.
Yeah, it's popularity.
WWE and IC champion and everything else.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And besides, Kevin could carry it more than Kerry could, as far as character wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to end with match of the weekend. What's your match of the weekend? You're looking forward to the most.
The women's triple threat.
Women's triple threat. That actually surprises me
Why?
because I thought it would be your boy Punk's triple threat match.
You're right. You're right.
I know you better than you know yourself.
You're right, because there's so much that could happen there.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul's involved, and Punk's involved, and Seth's involved. Isn't that wrong with that?
Yeah,
I have to say, I'm so invested in the Gunther Jey Uso match. I've got to see it through. That's the match I want to see the most.
Yeet. Right. For me, it's the IC title Fatal 4-Way, and it pains me to say a Fatal 4-Way is my favorite my match I'm looking for the most. But the build has been great,
Very good.
and I have been a Breaker fan for a long time. Watched him in NXT, and he has done. I mean, the fact that the guy went from being the best thing on NXT, carrying the 2.0 brand, and it was a load to carry,
Yes.
to now just. I mean, he is so much better now on the main roster. It's not even funny, and he was fun. I mean, to use my term earlier, he was phenomenal in NXT. And you got Penta, who is one of the best luchadors in the industry. You got Dominic, who has been the best slimy heel in the business for the last year. And then you got Finn Balor, who's a great wrestler, and he is an annoying prick that people just want to see get beat.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for that match because that's also a match kind of like the CM Punk, and there's no wrong winner in that match.
No.
You can further stories with it because you can get Penta getting his first IC title. You get the big win for the new guy. You can get Dominic, who we all think is going to win, and him taking over the Judgment Day with the backing of Liv. And by doing it over Finn Balor and for things, you can do it with Finn, and he can go back to Judgment Day and just be the arrogant jerk that he has been consistently. Or you can have Braun Breaker destroy everything and retain his title.
People will be happy with that. That'll be a crowd pleaser. No question about it.
Yeah, you have a Fatal 4-Way, and there's not a single weak member in the team.
No, and like you said, the triple threat's the same way because that match is sheer star power.
Yeah.
You know, the only match that's star power on that level is Cody versus Cena.
Yeah.
You know, and so there's no wrong answer there. You know, and it's going to be intriguing to see. That's the thing. Intrigue is what really gets me, and that is that there's a lot of different ways that can lead down the road with whatever the result is.
Yes.
And by the way, Steiner, Ron Breaker, it's not a truism because there's been plenty of second and third generation stars that didn't make it or weren't good, but this guy is Rick Steiner's son. And Scott Steiner's uncle, and so I'm very happy to see that he is walking in those footsteps.
Mm-hmm. Well, I watched the Steiner brothers, versus Harlem Heat, and Harlem Heat's one of my favorite tag teams of all time, and they feuded constantly.
Yes,
and I can tell you, as a guy who grew up watching those two and enjoying those two, Breaker's better than either of them, and that is saying a lot because those guys are, phenomenal, amazing wrestlers in the ring. They're one of the best tag teams in the history of the sport. Braun is going to surpass them.
We're experiencing a pretty interesting thing out there because I think you're right about Braun, and certainly Charlotte has gotten out of the shadow of her dad. Mm-hmm. I mean, she got out of the shadow of Rick effing Flair.
And ain't much bigger shadow in the industry than that.
And Dom is doing it with Ray.
Yeah,
that's pretty damn amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could maybe believe one of them. And then 2, then 3.
Yeah.
That's pretty special. Yeah.
Yes.
So that just proves that the PC's working.
Yep.
that the mad genius, that heel, dirty heel Triple H, it was a genius thing that he did.
Well, he had a little help with this American Dream dude also back in the
Now then, go to the pay window. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's the first thing he did. Is he went and got the best people to do,
Right.
all these things. And Uncle Dusty was right there in the middle.
Yeah. Speaking of that, our next video we're fixing to do is going to be our stand and deliver. Yes.
I don't like standing very much, and I don't really deliver.
We have to stand for this one.
Oh, damn. At least it's shorter.
All right. Well, anyway, enjoy WrestleMania.
Oh,
Do not miss it.
my biggest disappointment is that we're not getting the Randy Orton and Kevin Owens match. And I hope Kevin gets healed up real quick, so on and so forth. But man, that would have been a magnificent match.
I agree. It is a travesty.
Y'all have a great weekend watching WrestleMania.
Yeah. Go get Peacock and watch it for free.